So we've got a quadratic here. We want to solve it, and we know what to do. We want everything on one side, 0 on the other. We've got negative 24 on this right side. Why don't we add 24 to both sides to bring everything to the left side? So let's do that. We'll get x squared plus 10x plus 24 equals 0. And now let's factor. And don't forget to equal 0. So how about x and x? Now, for 24, we could try 24 and 1. I can't get a 10 out of that. 12 and 2. Oh, looks like 12 and 2 could possibly work. You know what? Let's just try the 12 and the 2 and see what's going to happen. So if we try the 12 and the 2, I could put a 12 here and a 2 here. But now, this 24 is positive, so these two numbers have to have the same sign, and that sign is going to be that middle positive, middle plus sign. So if we put that in, the problem is going to be this now. The outer product gives us 2x, and the inner product is 12x. When you add those together, you get 14x, not the 10x that we were hoping for. So the 12 and the 2 just doesn't work. Let's try it again with x and x equals 0. And let's go with, instead of 12 and 2, how about 6 and 4? Again, they're going to be both plus signs. And you can see now that the outer product is 4x, the inner product is 6x. That's going to work. That'll give us the 10x. So we can write our solution now, right? Change the sign and divide, change the sign and divide. So our solutions are going to be x is negative 6 from this factor and negative 4 from that factor. There we go. And in number 14, we just need to get this 20 onto the left side. So we have everything on one side, 0 on the other. So let's subtract 20. So we'll do that. We'll get x squared plus 7x. Now, negative 40 minus 20 minus 60 equals 0. And we'll factor this. And again, don't forget that 0 equals 0. X and x. And now, 60. Well, 60 and 1 is not going to work. Right, we can't get a 7 out of a 60 and a 1. 30 and a 2 doesn't work. 15 and a 4, I don't think that works either. But maybe 12 and 5. I think 12 and 5 is going to work. So let's go with 12 and 5. And the 60 is negative, so these have opposite signs. I'm going to put that middle plus sign with the bigger product. And the way I've written mine, 12x is bigger than that 5x. So I'm going to put the plus here, plus 12 minus 5. And then when I read off the solutions, I get negative 12, right? Change the sign and divide. Negative 12 over 1 is negative 12. And change the sign, we'll get a positive 5. And here in 15, we're going to get this 21x from the right side to the left side so that we have all the terms on the left side, 0 on the right, and then we'll factor. So if we subtract that 21x, we'll have 2x squared minus 21x plus 27 equals 0. And we're going to put this 21x in the middle here because we want the x's to go in decreasing exponents, 2, 1, none. So when we factor here, now nothing's common all the way through, so let's write our parentheses, equals 0. There's only one way to get the 2, and that's going to be a 2x and an x. So let's try it, a 2x and an x. But this 27, right, this 27, we could try this. 27 and 1. Now it's not even, so I won't cut in half and double, but I can divide by 3 and triple. Now 9 and 3, that's the pair closest together, so I'm going to try that pair first. So I need to determine, where do I put the 9? Where do I put the 3? Do I put the 9 here and the 3 here, or do I reverse it? Well, let's just try it. If I put the 9 here, what's this thing going to look like? Well, it's going to look like this. I'd have 2x and a 9, and then an x and a 3 equaling 0. But look what happens. The outer product is 6x. This is 9x. And 6x and 9x, I can't get a 21 out of that. So that's not going to work. Let's switch them. So if I switch them, it will look like this. We will have 2x and x equals 0. Now put the 9 off to the right and the 3 here. Now is there a chance? Look at the outer product and the inner product. 18 and 3. 18 and 3, we can get a 21. Let's just get the signs right. Over here, the 27 is positive. So these two numbers have the same sign, which is going to be that middle negative sign. So 2x minus 3, x minus 9. And now read off the solution. X equals, from this first factor, change the sign and divide. So positive 3 over 2. And from the second factor, change the sign, positive 9 over 1, so just positive 9. There we go. Let's start number 15 by factoring out that common x, right? We have an x all the way through. So let's factor that out. We'll get x, and what's left is x squared plus 8x plus 15 equals 0. Let's factor this, bring down that x. Here's our two parentheses and our equals 0. How about x and x? And for this 15, I'm going to use a 5 and a 3. So let's put in a 5 and a 3. And because these are just 1x's, it doesn't matter where we put the 5 or 3. 5, 3, or 3, 5. Doesn't matter. But the 15 is positive. So these two numbers have the same sign, which is that middle plus sign. So let's put a plus sign in there. So we'll have plus and plus, and now we can read off three solutions, right? There's three solutions because this is cubic. X to the third, we're going to have three solutions. We get one from this one. X is 0, right? So the 0 comes from that x right there, and then negative 5, and the negative 5 comes from this one, right? Change the sign and divide, and then negative 3, and the negative 3 is coming from here. Change the sign and divide. Negative 3 over 1. So there's our three solutions, 0, negative 5, and negative 3.